On the spot, huh?
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Well, yesterday we discussed about this business research definition and the research process we have started. In research process, there were around 11 steps involved, and we started with the first step. And in the second step, we discussed some examples to understand that step, and there the time was over. So now we'll continue with the yesterday's class. So the second step, very crucial step in the business research process, that is defining the problem, we have discussed in depth. As I told you, there are two kinds of problems. One is management problem and another is research problem. Management problem, which is either stated or expressed by the management, what is happening with them. When as a researcher, you go to them and have a chat with them, during your conversation you will come to know that what is the problem that an organization is facing. Then I also told you that it is an art as well as science to extract the management problem from the decision maker. Nobody will tell you that this is the management problem that we are facing, but as a researcher you need to identify or recognize the problem present with the decision maker or management. Later, you need to translate that management problem into a research problem by looking at the management problem from the 360-degree angle. As one of your characteristic of good research, that is, it should be vigorous, means from all the angles or from 360-degree angle, you have to look into the problem. When you look into the problem, there will be several questions arises in your mind, and you will start finding the symptoms of the problems and ended with some background as well as insight about the problem. And then you will find some constructs which can help you in developing or formulating the research problem. And later, you will keep that research problem and proceed further for your research process. Now the question is yesterday's management problem, that was decline in sales. So the manager or the decision maker may express that from last 2 to 3 years there is a decline in sales, and the company is not happy with this performance. Then you take that management problem and you will start looking at the problem with the help of already collected information. Then you will come to know about various factors, like yesterday what I told, something like sales executives performance and product design, pricing strategies, distribution channel efficiency, then promotional activities, then customer satisfaction and competitors analysis. Likewise, these are the various factors might be the reasons for decline in the sales. Now you cannot take all the factors for your study. You need to focus on one major factor which is the cause of this problem. Something like yesterday we took the major factor as customer satisfaction. Look at the link between customer satisfaction and sales decline. As all of us know, if the customers are happy, if the customers are satisfied, then definitely sales will go up. If the customers are not satisfied, then sales will come down. That relationship all of us are aware, and we assume that if we study the customer satisfaction, then we will come to know about the reasons behind decline in sales. This is the assumption that we make, and we choose the factor customer satisfaction, and using this construct we formulate and state the research problem as a study on customer satisfaction towards XYZ company at Bagalkot. Likewise, we define the research problem. Do you have any questions regarding management problem and research problem, and also the translation process? Please clarify them, because later you have also work of defining the problem in terms of management problem and research problem. If you have any questions or doubts, right now only you clarify them. Please unmute yourself and let me know any questions or any doubts on it.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No doubt, sir.
No, sir.
Fine, then we'll go to the third step, that is establishing research objectives. Research objectives are the guidelines or goals of the research, where a researcher will set them or design them as a boundary for his research work. There is a myth that most of us have, that there should be 5 research objectives minimum, 4 research objectives minimum, 10 research objectives, 15 research objectives, likewise. But that is untruth. The reality is, number of research objectives can be decided by the researcher based upon the time availability, based upon the intensity of the problem, and based upon the financial support available for the researcher. That's what. You may have one research objective, you may have two research objective, or you may have three research objectives. That doesn't matters, or that doesn't affect your entire research process. Please remove from your mind that there should be minimum research for 5 research objectives or 6 research objectives likewise. That's the wrong culture that we have seen in the research work from various institutes, or maybe various researcher that they are spreading like, but that's not the truth. Now, how to establish the research objectives? As all of you aware that we have a management problem, sales decline, and later we converted or translated that management problem into a research problem as a study on customer satisfaction level towards XYZ company in Bagalkot. Now, for this problem, what might be the research objectives? Do you have any idea? What you will study in customer satisfaction? I'm asking you.
Customer needs and wants, sir.
Customer needs and wants. Okay, customer needs and wants, that's what you offer the product, but now whether customers are happy with that product or not, that's the problem. Now, what should be your research objectives?
Feedback, sir.
Quality of product, sir. Quality of product.
Quality of product. Okay, then
Preferences.
We have to conduct surveys.
yeah, that you will conduct. Before conducting the survey, what should be your research objectives? What should be your goals, so that you can solve the problem? A study on customer satisfaction level towards XYZ company in Bagalkot.
Low price, sir. Low price.
Low price.
Kadimi, sir.
How can you say, or how can you arrive to a conclusion low price? Who told you?
Customer demand, sir.
Customer demand. Okay, then
Preferences.
preferences about what?
Sir, about customer taste and their buying levels.
Preferences and yes, somebody told customer preferences and taste and
Their buying levels, purchasing power.
purchasing power. Okay, then any other views? Okay.
Uniqueness of product, sir.
Pardon?
Unique product, sir.
Unique product. Fine. Now let me ask you one thing. Let us split the word customer satisfaction. As all of us know that customer satisfaction is a positive expression of the customer towards the product or service. That's fine. Now we have to set some objectives which should be directive in nature, which should show the path for us to collect the information either from customers or from the other sources. Fine. So the first objective may be something like to know the customer taste and preferences. Why do we set this research objective for this research problem? The reason is, if you want to know the customer satisfaction level, then first you should know what is their taste and preference. Is it not? That's what we start with the first objective, to know the taste and preferences of customers. Usually research objectives will start with to know, to study, to describe, to evaluate, to examine, to understand, to determine. Likewise, we follow a protocol like this. So all of you also follow the same thing. Whenever you are writing the research objective, it should start with to know, to study, to understand, to determine, to identify, to evaluate, to examine. Likewise, you have to use these words when you start writing the research objectives. Fine. The first objective is to know the customer taste and preferences. Fine. Then what should be the second research objective?
Available.
What availability?
The product availability.
Product availability. Okay, then what else? Any one of you write it down. The first one is research problem as a study on customer satisfaction level towards XYZ company at Bagalkot. The first objective is to know the customer taste and preferences. Please note down. In the next steps also we need this research problem as well as research objectives. Okay, availability she told. Then what else? What else you wanted to include in this step? What are the other ways to test or examine the customer satisfaction? What else you can do?
Low price.
No, you cannot express low price or high price. We don't know how customer are thinking about it.
Sir, we have to make segmentations.
No, that is not required here. Okay, take down second one. To know the customer perception towards pricing of the product. To know the customer perception towards pricing of the product. Why we included this research objective? Can anybody tell me?
To know the feedback of customers.
To know the feedback from customer. Then switch on your mic and please share your views. It cannot be one-side communication. Everyone switch on your
Goodwill
mic.
purpose.
Yes?
Goodwill purpose.
Okay, then. Why do we set a research problem? To know the customer perception towards pricing. What is the need or relevancy of including this objective? Yes. Anybody? Why we are including this objective? What is the relationship between this objective and the research problem, and in what way it will guide us or direct us? How do you connect this research objective with the research problem? Okay, if you know or study the customer perception towards pricing, what information you may get? If you study or if you know the customer perception towards pricing of the product, then what kind of information will it generates?
Pricing.
Yes,
Discounting price.
no, I think you are not getting my question. If you study the customer perception towards pricing of XYZ company's product, then what kind of information you may receive?
So whether the price of the product is overvalued or undervalued. Sir.
Okay, good. Then
Sir, what is the nature of that company?
no, we are very specific about the objective. Perception towards pricing. As Praful told, overvalued or undervalued the product. That's fine. Then what else you will get from the customer? Say, for example, if I ask all of you, let us assume all of you purchased a Dell computer, and now I will come and ask you series of questions related to pricing with for my research objective to know the students' perception towards Dell laptops pricing strategy. Fine. The first question is, how do you feel the price of Dell laptop? First one, costly. Second one, reasonable. Third one, neither costly nor cheap. Fourth one, affordable. Fifth one, cheap. So you need to answer this question. Which option will you tick? One by one. Adil. Anjana, Ankush, Arvind, Ashwini, Atmika, Guramma, Manju, Manjunath, Nivedita, Pavan, Praful, Pushpa, Rashmi, Rashmi Shirur, Rekha, Soumya, Somestri, Smita, Vaishnavi, Vijeta,
Sir, affordable.
you will tick
Affordable
it as,
price.
okay. Then
New version, sir.
no, options are limited for you. Costly,
Yes.
then reasonable, neither costly nor cheap, affordable, then cheap. Which option do you take?
Affordable, sir.
Affordable.
Affordable, sir.
Okay,
Affordable, sir.
then only affordable, all of you.
Sometimes feel costly, sir.
Okay, if you from your experience, you may feel it as costlier or expensive. Some of us feel it as reasonable, and some of us feel it as neither costly nor cheap, and some of us will feel it as affordable, and some of us may feel it as cheap. So these are the different views that I received for a question. How do you feel about the pricing of Dell laptop? The different views from different people. How, among say 100 or 200 students, how many of them said it as a costlier? How many of them said it as a reasonable? How many of them told it as a neither costlier nor cheap? And how many of them told it as a cheap, sorry, reasonable, sorry, affordable? And so many of, so how many of them told it as a cheap? Among these people, if majority of them told that it is affordable, if most of them told it as expensive, then you can draw the conclusion that most of the respondents felt that Dell laptops pricing is high, low, or medium. So what it indicates? It indicates their perception towards pricing of the product. If they pursue Dell as an affordable one, then definitely they will be happy or satisfied with the product. If they pursued Dell laptop as a costlier one, then they are not happy with the pricing of the product. In this way, we can connect your research objective and your research problem. That's what I told you. The research objective should be set in such a way that they should be interrelated with the research problem. So now in the first objective, we set objective as to know the customer taste and preferences. So there also we will ask these kind of questions to the customers and generate information. From that, we will come to know that whether XYZ company is offering the products which are matching with the taste and preferences of the consumers or not. If yes, definitely customer satisfaction will be exist. If no, then customer dissatisfaction will be exist. So the two aspects that we have considered, first one is consumer taste and preferences. Now we talked about pricing. So is there any other factors which will help us in measuring the customer satisfaction, or only these two factors will help us in measuring the customer satisfaction?
Quality of the product, sir.
Okay, taste and preference will cover the quality of the product. There you will ask various questions. Good.
Service, sir.
Durability.
Durability will also come under taste and preferences. There you will ask the questions related to product.
Sir, service, sir.
Services. Okay. To know the customer opinion about pre and post services associated with XYZ products. If the product is complex in nature, then there is a need of providing services for the product or for the customers. Pre-services like demonstration, solving the queries, getting the orders, placing the orders in time, and providing credit facility, these all will come under pre-sale services. And post-sale services includes handling the complaints, queries, repairs, spare parts, guarantee and warranty, replacement, etc. So in these areas, how much customers are satisfied, or to what extent customers are satisfied with pre-sales and post-sales, that we need to study, we need to collect information. Then we will come to know about the customers, how much they are satisfied with the XYZ company's pre-sales and post-sales services. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what else can be done? First one, taste and preferences. Second one, pricing, perception towards pricing. And third one is opinion about pre-sales and post-sales. Certainly these three aspects will help us in measuring the customer satisfaction. What else than these three?
Sir, providing the provision for upgradation of the product like exchange offers.
Okay, that may come under post-sale services.
Yes.
Other than this, in which
Like
areas?
customer feedback, sir.
Customer feedback.
Feedback, sir.
Feedback about what? Here in these three cases also we
Feedback
received the
means
feedback.
goods ಬಗ್ಗೆ
Yeah, product ಬಗ್ಗೆ. That is taste and preferences.
positive results.
Yeah, pricing, you collected that information. Then what else? See,
Purchasing power.
customer satisfaction can be measured in several areas. Three areas you listed. One is taste and preferences of customer, pricing, and the third one was pre and post sales. Then what else?
Sir, we can give them offers, sir.
No, we are not solving any problem here. We are just wanted to measure the customer satisfaction. In which area we can measure? Praful, you were telling something.
Yes, sir. Providing the provision for upgradation, sir.
Yeah, that was a post sales.
Yes, sir.
Sir, purchasing ability of products. Sir.
Pricing. In pricing, we can ask this kind of a question. That is over. Vijeta, Vaishnavi, Saurabh, Soumya, Srinivas, Savita, Rekha, Rashmi Gonal, Atmika, Manju, Manjunath,
Sir, net promote score, sir.
yes,
Sir, net promote score, sir.
what promote?
ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಬಟನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೇನ್ರಿ ಸರ್?
ಹಾ.
ಆ ತರ ಇದು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟ್ ಆಗೈತಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ ಸರ್.
Reviews.
Okay, that is ratings. That is fine. That is a tool that you will use to measure what you want to measure. The question is, ಏನನ್ನ measure ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗೈತೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ? ಒಂದು taste and preference ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಒಂದು pricing ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು our pre sales and post sales ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Now the question is, which are the areas left now? Vaishnavi, you told availability.
Yes, sir.
Can you fine tune it? You are right. It is about distribution channel. Whether the product is available every time, whether the stock gets over very quickly, whether the required amount or volume of products are available. To test it, you can go for one more objective for this research problem as to know the customer attitude towards availability and channel members' behavior. To know the customer attitude towards availability and channel members' behavior. So for this objective, you will set questions and you will get information. About availability, you will ask about the inventory, stock, everything. And about channel member behavior, how the retailer will behave with you, that you can extract from the customer. That will also influence the customer satisfaction. Hope you listed all these 4 objectives in your notebook or somewhere. Anybody took all these 4 research
sir.
objectives and research
Yes,
problem?
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good. So with these 4 research objectives, we can go further for the research process. And today we will close here, and tomorrow we will go for determining research design. Thank you very much for participation and patient listening. Take care. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.